Does this even count as like a full re-review? I mean, the game in question is pretty short, like I dead set beaten it in a couple of hours. Might as well consider it as a re-review, otherwise I would have blown the length of the Tools of Destruction re-review to Kingdom Come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my re-review of Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty.
Enjoy the show.
Ahoy, landlubbers, and welcome back to the Ratchet and Clank Revisit, where we last left our voyage. We started our journey through the lawless Polaris Galaxy in Tools of Destruction. Tonight for our next pillaging, it be Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty. Quest for Booty be a 3D action-adventure platformer released on the PSN in America in August of 2008. If y'all be living in PAL regions like Australia or Europe, y'all got the special honor of getting a physical copy. Now this one, I got way more memories of compared to Tools. I actually first experienced this game via a European copy, since at the time I didn't have access to the internet at my grandparents' place, so I couldn't download the PSN version, so me mother ordered me the physical European copy along with mini ninjas. Odd. But from what I can remember, I enjoyed it, albeit it was short as hell, but then again, young me didn't read that this be a mini Ratchet and Clank adventure. Okay, I'm stopping the terrible pirate accent here. It's already starting to strain my throat. So, before I grab myself some water, let's answer the question. Is Quest for Booty any good, and is it a game I could recommend to you? Let's find out. Taking place a year after the events of Tools, Ratchet and Talon learn of a legendary space pirate known as Captain Angstrom Darkwater, since he had encounters with the Zoni in the past. The pair travel to Darkwater's home planet Murdergraw in the Drogol sector of Polaris and board a pirate fleet above the Azorian Sea. A first mate of Darkwater revealed that the captain has been dead for years by Slag as a form of mutiny. Before Ratchet and Talon can be executed, Rusty P, who is wearing Slag's head like a mask, demands that the two are sent to Hulafar Island. We meet with the citizens of Hulafar, such as the Mayor Barnabas Worley, voiced by Keith. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that last name, but in terms of more notable roles Keith lent his voice to, it would include the likes of Trigon from Teen Titans, Mr. Freeze from Young Justice, Flameslinger from Skylander Swap Force, and Gilgamesh from select Final Fantasy titles, starting with Type 0 HD. Ratchet and Talon learn about something called an Obsidian Eye, a powerful telescope-like device Darkwater created to maintain a link to the Zoni's home dimension, but in order for the eye to work, it would need something called a Fulcrum Star, which was hidden by Darkwater himself before he was killed. With the help of Pete and Slag on a stick, Pete guides Ratchet and Talon through Morrow Caverns where this happens.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is me handle, here is me spout.
Fun fact, Slag singing I'm a Little Teapot song led to lawyers contacting Insomniac, though the team settled out of court. Do these lawyers also work with
Nintendo?
After Talon is separated from the group by a cave-in, Ratchet and Pete traveled onto Darkwater's ship. Pete then connects Slag's head on Darkwater's body, revealing that his only loyalty is to his former captain. It's here we actually hear Darkwater's voice, provided by Dave B. Mitchell. Resurrected Slag, sharing his new body with the vengeful spear of Darkwater, takes controls of Darkwater's ghost crew and fleet and sets out to pillage Hulafar Island. Pete also gives us back the Combustor Infusion Grenade. After a pitched battle on the beach, the pirates are defeated and retreat. With help from the returning smuggler, Ratchet locates Darkwater's Cove, where the Fulcrum Star is being kept, only for Ratchet to fall into a trap, and Talon gets captured by the pirates. After getting out of the caves underneath the cove, Ratchet and the smuggler pursued the pirate fleet to where the game began, the Azorian Seas. After rescuing Talon, the two fight Slagwater, ending with Slag's head being blown off again, and Pete just gives the Fulcrum Star to Ratchet and Talon. Using it reveals Clank's location, where the Zoni are there with him, and that they have found a doctor to fix him. that doctor in question being the returning Dr. Nefarious. So Ratchet and Talon sets off to save Clank, and the game ends with a stranded Pete and Slag adrift in the middle of the ocean, ending Quest for Booty. And that was the story. For a mini adventure, it does have plenty of meat on its bones. The plot does do a great job expanding upon the pirate storyline set up back in Tools, and I love every second of it. The voice cast also did a great job, even though this is a much smaller cast, only consisting of 10 VAs, but like I said, they did a good job even though this is a more bite-sized adventure. So, with the story done, let's move on to the gameplay. Gameplay of Quest for Butts has us in the shoes of Ratchet from beginning to end, and name of the game is mostly the same. Unlike just about every game after Ratchet 1, there's a heavier emphasis on platforming, and I think that's a pretty great change of pace. New to Ratchet's arsenal is his new Omni Wrench, the Omni Wrench Millennium 12. What makes this wrench better from the original? It has a tether, so we can move floating platforms and adjust some of them. But yeah, that's the only new thing in this game. We don't get any new weapons and no super weapons unless you count the Alpha Cannon we could buy from the smuggler for 50k bolts. But I'm sure you will have way more than that, considering that there are no weapon vendors at all in this game. But overall, in terms of gameplay, it's pretty solid. Visually, it reuses a lot of assets from Tools, and it definitely shows. The only part of the game I feel like it has shown its age would be the water textures. I mean, look at it. It looks like gelatin. Shit, now I want gelatin. A major gripe that I have with the visuals would be that this game is dark as hell. It may not look bright from the footage that you're seeing, but play the game for yourself and you'll see what I mean. OST wise, it's also pretty great. The soundtrack goes for this more bombastic movie-like approach, like Pirates of the Caribbean. And considering the theme of the game, it fits so damn great. This would also be the last Ratchet game that the franchise's composer, David Berjau, would do. And I say he went out on a high note with this OST. But now, let's recap. The story is good for a bite-sized adventure. Gameplay is okay. Visually, it has aged, and OST is amazing. So, here are my closing thoughts. Overall, Quest for Booty is okay. It's not what I consider a must-play game, but it's not a bad game. I'd say only play it if you're very curious about it. I mean, if you own the PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, you can play it via that PlayStation Now streaming service, unlike Tools of Destruction and the HD trilogy. So, in conclusion, Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty gets my score of a 5 out of 10. But now, I want to know from you all, did you play Quest for Booty? What did you think of it? And is it a game you would recommend to a friend? Leave your answers and more down in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. As always, my social media links are down below. I've been Horrorkid, and join me for the next video where I take a look at the juggernaut of the Future Saga itself. It's Ratchet and Clank Future, A Crack in Time. This one will most likely beat Sonic 06 in terms of my longest video on the channel, so I hope you all will have the patience for whenever that gets done. Till then, take care of me, hotties!
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day